I'm gonna give Sherry about 2 seconds to see if she needs any help with attendance. Do you have everybody, Sherry?
I'm all set, thank you.
You're all set, okay. I guess we have a guest here tonight, Frank Grant. I've never met you before, but I'll say hello. Welcome. If you should have received a copy of the minutes for tonight's meeting, if Natalie could just pull those up there.
Thank you, Stephen. I've got the agenda here in front of me.
Oh, you've got it? Okay.
Peter just wrote, by the way, and said he had to restart his computer after a CFES meeting, trying to join the accessibility meeting, but Teams isn't loading for me. So he's trying to get in.
Okay, Teams acting up. That doesn't surprise me.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, I'm just trying to open up the item.
Okay, did everybody receive a copy of the minutes or the copy of the agenda, first of all? Is there anybody that didn't? No? Okay. Reviewing it, if you have it in front of you, does anybody have any issues with it? I will make note that due to time tonight, we have removed the time set aside for public input. Not that we're opposed to public input, just that we have a lot on our plate tonight when we get to the second part of our night. We've removed, just for convenience sake, we've removed the public input section. Does everybody approve as the agenda as it stands? Is there any additions that people would like to make to it? No. Okay. Then can I have a motion to accept the agenda as stated? Okay, I have Derek. Do I have a second? And Lori, you second it?
Yes.
Okay. Then motion carried. Looking at the minutes from the May 3rd meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review them? I reviewed them. I didn't see any major points or issues. So I'm going to make a motion that the minutes as reviewed by you be approved. Do I have somebody to motion to carry the meeting? Oh, I'm losing my tongue tonight. Can I get a motion, an acceptance to carry forth the minutes, for a motion to accept the minutes from last meeting? Okay, I've got one from Lori. Can I get a second? Anybody? I see Derek's hand up. Sorry,
Yeah,
Derek.
second.
Okay, so minutes accepted. Moving on to new business.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, could you just cover the declarations of conflict of interest? I think that got missed.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Conflict of interest. If you look at the agenda, if anyone has a conflict of interest with an issue that is going to come up tonight, please state so either now or at the time that we are discussing them. And we may choose to ask you to step aside. We may ask you not to vote on the issue. At this time, does anyone have any conflict of issue with any of the issues being brought up tonight? Okay, that's a no, and I take that as a thank you. Okay, the first thing I have up tonight is a report from me. I wanted to sort of touch base on what I've been doing in the background, just to make sure that it's recorded and that everybody understands that this is a public meeting. Therefore, what we do should be recorded publicly. First of all, I did, as I've already mentioned before, I sent a letter of thank you to Angeline and Annette DeVoe, who work with Southwest Autism. I thanked Angeline for her letter and her input and told her that it was a big success, and told her that the video would be shared with regards to sending it to Zach Churchill. I did do that. I haven't heard anything back from Zach. Of course, it wasn't anything real demanding. It was just a simple request that we received a video from Angeline in her struggles as a parent with a child with autism, and asked him to review the letter. Additionally, I have also reached out to Chrissy, thanked her for her letter. I advised Chrissy to please keep watching the papers and advertisements and stuff like that for our community engagement session, and encourage her to take part in that. I also said that we would be reaching out to the CNIB to look at Braille services in Nova Scotia as well as the town of Yarmouth. I have reached out to CNIB. I've not heard anything back from them. And I'm guessing that, like everybody else, they're working with reduced staff and everybody being home. I have also been in touch with Nova Scotia Human Rights, Canadian Hearing Impaired, Nova Scotia Autism, and have been reviewing the latest notes from the Nova Scotia accessibility groups. There is a provincial branch of what we do, and I have been steadily reading all the stuff that comes from them. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. Moving on. The next thing that we have is Natalie is going to do a work plan review.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just scroll down to the update. Sorry, I don't mean to make you dizzy. So an update. So I'm in the process of actually creating the draft outline of the accessibility plan. And coming to the group in July will be a draft of the statement of commitment statement for discussion and review. And I would hope that if we get agreement on that date, we could finalize it for the August meeting. Tonight is really about the getting ready for the preparedness for the community engagement session that we are looking to schedule in September. And tonight, or at least in the July meeting, we need to firm up what that date is for the event. And also, this is just an update with regards to timing. I did review this with Mike Carter with regards to the amount of preparation that would be needed between a community engagement session, which let's say, for example, it's held in the second week of September, then we would need to have enough time to collate that information along with the other engagement sessions that we would hope to have through Basecamp, the Get Involved Yarmouth, potentially in person and also by paper. So we would need a couple of months to pull that together. And then we would have a council presentation in November, which would be the second week in November, and then do a community update outside of that. So that's just a revision to the original plan, which was to complete those two activities by August. So that's now pushed out to November. The next one that we again updated was the council experience session. And so that's going to be scheduled in November at the Committee of the Whole. And again, that's the compilation of the videos that we're going to pull together from the community engagement session and from Get Involved, etc. So that's going to take a little bit of time to pull that together, and also to reach out to individuals that may want to speak to council in person. So that's in November. Francois will give an update after myself on what he's been doing from the auditing of public spaces. So that's to come. And there's no change in the dates for the having the draft available for the committee for review and for council, which would be in February, and then to still be on schedule to submit our plan to the province in March. And just to comment on the Goods and Services Audit Committee, we have added Frank Grant, who we believe would be an important resource in discussing this. He's the director of Yarmouth Recreation, so he is now part of the Goods and Services team, and will be continuing to extend an invitation for him to sit in on these meetings as well. If there are any questions, that's my update on the milestone schedule.
Looks good, Nat. Thank you for your hard work. Okay, moving on. Audits.
Hi, Stephen. Francois here. If you give me permission, I'm going to share my screen just to show you. Natalie just brought it up there. So what we have is a one-pager of what we intend to do this year for the audits. In green is the properties that we intend to complete by the end of December. The column audit date plan should read audit date conclusion or delivery date by. And what we have is in green, the ones we want to do in 2021. And going down the page, you'll see that there's blank ones or white background or yellow ones that have been reported to 2022. It's just due to, the number of audits that need to be reported. In blue is the two parks that we're going to attempt to complete by fall 2021. And the bottom of the page shows the rest of the properties that need to be affected. And if we have a second, I do have just, if I can share my screen, Natalie, we have about 85% of the data collected for the rating, which is the document that allows us to score a property. And we got about 75% done on creating the actual report for Town Hall. And I'm just going to bring this up, and please let me know when you see it. So this is the basically the ratings document, the actual report from it, introduction, scope of work, and all the reports going forward will include these elements and features. So we have the exterior approaches for Town Hall, for example, and we also include references as we go through. You see here the stairway. So these are references that need to be followed, CSA standards and such. So the report is going to be covering pretty close to 20 pages by the time everything's said and done. And it's to do with all the elements that any user would be faced or be using while in the building. Elevators, lobbies, the technology help, assisted hearing and listening devices, and washrooms and everything else. So that's where we're at right now. You'll be able to read this once it's completed.
Okay. Busy man.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Francois. Moving on, I have one other additional thing, that our next monthly meeting is due to be July the 7th. And I've been asked to see if we're going to have a quorum for that meeting, because we're starting to get into summer vacations. So Does anybody plan to be away on July the 7th?
I will actually be away that night. There's a
Okay.
chance I could phone in.
Steve, is it the 7th or the 5th?
It's the 7th is what I've got, but I can double check.
Okay. I'm actually away that week, but
It's Monday the 5th.
It's Monday. Yes, it's the 5th. My bad. So yes, it'll be July the 5th.
Mr. Chair, could we move it to the following Monday? Would people be available?
Okay. Is that better with everybody if we go to the following Monday, which is, anybody have a calendar in front of them? Because I don't.
I do. The 12th.
the 12th.
Wow.
I would be available to attend on the 12th.
And it's the same for me.
Would that be better for everybody?
Should be. I think so.
Yep.
Okay. So do I need a motion to carry this till the 12th? Okay. I have a motion to move the meeting to the 12th from Gail. Do I have a second? Derek? Okay. Then we'll move the meeting to the 12th of July. Same time, same place, same software. Okay, now the rest of tonight, that is the end of our regular business session. The next part of tonight's meeting will be on Hop-On. This is essentially a dress rehearsal, a practice session of what our community engagement session is going to be like. So I'm going to ask you if nobody has anything else before we adjourn from here. The Hop-On engagement will not be recorded as it's only a practice session. I'm going to ask everybody when you leave here, take 5 minutes and we'll meet everybody else back in Hop-In. Fill your coffee cup or run to the restroom, whatever you need to do. Okay, I have 7:25. So at 7:30, I will meet everybody in Hop-In. If you haven't registered for Hop-In, please do.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. Can we have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Derek.
I have Derek. Accept motion to adjourn or second it. Somebody's got a second. I have a second from Tanya. Thank you. All right, meeting's adjourned, and I will see everybody